What's up? I'm travel photographer Brendan Vanson of brendansadventures.com, and I'm here in Medellin, Colombia. So I've made it here to Medellin, Colombia, and I'm stoked about it. I'm stoked to be back in South America after a really long hiatus. I think it's been about 3.5 years or 4 years since I was here. I lived in South America for 2 years and actually started my travel journalism career in South America, although on the western side in Peru and Bolivia. Medellin was my home. It was my base for a really long time, and it's one of the very few places on this planet that I really did feel comfortable, that I felt like I could make a base here in this city. I love the people, I love the weather, I love the city in general. It's a very progressive city, and I really do. I love this city. The only downside to it is it's really far from anywhere. If I have an assignment in Africa, or I need to get to the Middle East, or I need to get to even Europe, it's going to take at least 2 flights to get there. So it's a bit of a challenge, and that's the only thing that stopped me from living here in Medellin permanently. So it's going to be interesting to be back here and exploring this town that I used to call home and see how things have changed. Just coming into town, we noticed a lot of changes already. It's obviously grown a lot. There's a lot of new buildings. It seems to have developed a lot as well. And from what my friends that live here still tell me, it's become really progressive. I mean, things like Uber are all over the place. Apps, you can get an app that has basically any food choice in the city available delivered to your door via your app. And a lot of things like that are really easy to do here in Medellin. It's really progressive. Even the metro system's amazing. You have this metro system that covers the entire river, and then to get up into the hills, there's actually cable cars that take people up. That's a part of the regular transit system to get up into the hills. So very progressive city, and that's a fantastic thing to see. A lot of you might know Medellin from history, and especially in the 80s when it was the most dangerous city in the world. It was the murder capital city in the world, and it was the heart of the drug trade in the world, with obviously guys like Pablo Escobar running things. It's not like that anymore. It's still a little bit dangerous up in the hills. There's still things like kidnappings and murders and crime that happens, but definitely not anything out of the ordinary in Latin America. It's still very rare for things like that to happen. And yeah, what else to say about Medellin? The city is absolutely beautiful. I love the views. We're at an Airbnb apartment right now basically on the edge of Poblado and Envigado, and the views are just spectacular. You can see the entire valley, and I love it here. I mean, it's one of those places that whenever I come here, I never want to leave. And sadly, it's going to have to happen because we only have 2 weeks here. Now, these 2 weeks that we have here are really set up to work. We're just got to knock out some work. We got to sit behind the desk and write and photo edit and pitch and send things off to clients and stuff like that. The US road trip was intense. It was busy, and it was just, it was intense. There was a lot of photos that were taken, and I've got a lot of catching up to do. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to work here. I've seen most of the sites here anyway, so I'll do some catching up with friends and things like that. But this video isn't going to end here. I will do a little bit of exploring and showing you around. I think I'm going to plan to go up the cable cars to up K-Line into the barrios and do some wandering around, maybe do some street photography up in that area, because I actually haven't been up there. And maybe one of these days, if the weather's good, we'll go into the Botanical Gardens as well and check things out. So who knows what'll happen here in Medellin. I'm stoked, as you can probably tell, to be back here. I really do feel like this is home for me. And who knows, maybe someday they'll have direct flights to Africa and the Middle East and Asia, and I can live here. But yeah, for now, a 2-week workcation, I guess. So let's get at it. Okay, so we've just taken the Metrocable up here to the top of the barrios in Medellin. We are now in an area called Santo Domingo. There's lots of really cool graffiti around, little cool villages. It's poppin', it's Sunday, everything's busy, and it's really cool up here. So we're gonna wander around, take some photos. We're actually gonna hike down all the way from the top now, which will probably take us a while and hurt the knees, but it'll be worth it because it's really cool up here. So we really don't have a whole lot of time in Medellin to explore because the whole point of coming here was to get some work done in that beautiful penthouse office that we have in the Envigado, Poblado area. But we've come to the Botanical Gardens just to shoot some flowers if we can, or you know, some of the people maybe if we can, or iguanas if we see them. So we're gonna explore here. It's a holiday, so it's packed in here, but let's go have some fun. Okay people, that's it for me on the show. I know this really wasn't an intense travel photography show like you're used to seeing from me on location, but this was a workcation. We were really just slaving away at the work. If you believe that travel photography and travel journalism is all about running around, acting a fool and having a good time, it's not. We work our asses off out here. And a workcation in a place like Medellin is so good. I mean, it's so good to have this perfect environment. You just feel so much more efficient when the weather's good and the views are good and the city's nice and the food is good and things like that. So it has been a really productive 2 weeks and we're ready to hit the road again. We're off to Salento next. Salento is home of a valley that has the tallest palm trees in the world, and that's super cool. It's also in Colombia's coffee. It's in Colombia's coffee growing district. Actually 50% of Colombia's coffee comes from there, so the world famous coffee comes from there, and we'll go check out how they make that famous coffee while we're in Salento. From Salento we're going to Popayan, which is an old colonial city that most tourists skip, to be honest, and then we're going to go to Ipiales. Ipiales is home to this church called Las Lajas, which is this crazy beautiful church right in this valley that has this bridge with arches across. I've been before, and we're gonna go back again because it's that beautiful. So those 2 episodes are coming off, then we're on to Ecuador and then Peru for my workshop. Also, if you haven't left me already because I'm talking too much, we're going on a workshop in Peru. So there's still space for both of my workshops in Peru. We only have 1 seat left on in the group for our first workshop, which happens in May. Our workshop that's in Peru and Bolivia in July, there's still a lot of seats left for that. So if you want to join me, if you want to learn how to become a travel photographer, or if you're a hobbyist that wants to photograph a country without the pressure of a big group pushing you to not take your photos, come with me to Peru and Bolivia. We're gonna have a blast, and yeah, lots of space available, so you should come with me. Anyways, that's it for the show. As I've said 14, 15 times already in this episode. I'll see you next time when we're in Salento. I'll catch you later. Peace.